Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, research show, if you will. And guys, crypto keeps doing this. It finds something new and it gets exciting, or it gets excited, and then it starts all over again. And now we're watching it happen with Sui, while Avalanche is still trying to hold its ground. So the real question is, Are we actually progressing, or are we just resetting? Crypto has a pattern. A new chain shows up. It promises something better. We're going to talk about it tonight. Thank you all for being here. Shout out Blues Guy, Melissa. Thank you for being here. I don't know where everybody is, but we're going to keep on going. We are not giving up. Oh, that's what you said no about. Thank you for the super chat. Way to kick off the stream here. Shout out to all my people. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get going. Now, what do we got to say about today? Title of the stream, Crypto Keeps Starting Over. And it very much feels like that's where we're at. And like I said, things get exciting. They promise us new stuff. And then eventually we roll back into a bear market. Said I love the subject and the coins you will be talking about. I have both and believe in their projects. I own some Sui. I probably have some Avalanche somewhere, but it's probably rather insignificant amount. I have more Sui. It's one of my decent size bags, and it was up quite a bit, and it's not so much anymore. And that is what it is. I'm willing to hold it into the next bull market. We're going to start off. We're going to switch things up a little bit from how we normally do them. Gotta always be innovating in this space. Right now we're down in just across the board. Crypto's down, economies are looking weird, we have stuff going on in the world, and we have to persevere in this space if we believe in it. If you don't believe in it, then I guess you gotta go somewhere else, right? I guess you gotta go find something else to do. So I was looking at this on the daily for BTC. I thought this was a good place to start. Blues Guy says, let's go. That's 2 super chats to our goal tonight. We are off to a great start. Love that. And what does this look like to you guys? Anybody? What does this look like to you? Again, I always say you have both the measured move of that triangle, but you also have the cup and handle itself from top to bottom. And that says potentially 88,700. Let's see what date that is. Come Thursday the 9th, April 26th. Camston in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. AVAX paying good yield on Spectra ecosystem. Oh yeah, let's go. There you go. Got to bring that in, right? And so anyways, this is kind of what I was looking at for BTC. Looks like a cup and handle. I'll get rid of the measured move. Actually, let's just set array so we know where that is, and then we'll get rid of the measured move altogether so you can see the cup and handle itself. If we break down into the 4 hour, looks like we're losing the 200 here. Not the best look. It looked like maybe we had a solid, complicated inverted head and shoulder, and just no love out of that today, but still in that triangle. We're going to see what happens. Losing the 200, you know what that means. We need to quickly recover that 200 on the 4 hour. I'm going to move it back to the daily, so when we come back to it, we can show it off. And that's kind of what I'm looking at for BTC. Now let me talk to you, because it's all about raising that crypto IQ, right? Isn't that the point? And so let me tell you a story about crypto. As I say, I'm always mixing it up. I'm always trying to make the stream more exciting, more interesting, and more, IQ raising and educational for everybody. But we don't want to do like PowerPoint, boring, educational. We want to do interactive, useful education here. So we're going to get into Sui, we're going to get into Avalanche, we're going to look at their ecosystems, we're going to talk about them as projects, we're going to do our regular trending stuff, we're going to show you the news, we're going to talk about airdrops, we're going to do some DeFi gaming at the end, as we do in the underground hangout portion of the night. That's the end of the show. We got an hour or more to kill before we get there, at least hour and a half, maybe 2. Got a lot to go over tonight. But let me tell you a story. Crypto has a pattern. 4-year cycle, anybody, is one pattern. There's many patterns within crypto. A new chain shows up. It promises something better. Better speed, better design, better experience. And for a moment, it feels like this might be it. Maybe you felt this before, maybe you've got drawn into it, maybe it's a part of the reason why you're in crypto. Like maybe this is the version that finally gets it right. But then something happens and attention shifts. Another change shows up and the cycle starts again. And if you've been in crypto long enough, it starts to feel like we're not just evolving, we're resetting. That's kind of the point I want to drive home here. Now we're watching this happen again. Sui is gaining attention. It feels new. It feels different. It feels like a cleaner experience. At the same time, Avalanche is still here, still building, still trying to stay relevant in a space that moves lightning fast. So what actually is happening here? Are these just chains in a crowded market, or are they signals that crypto still hasn't figured itself out yet? Because if a system was truly solved, we wouldn't need to be searching for the next version. And that makes this moment interesting. Because when you look at Sui and Avalanche, you're looking at ecosystems. You're looking at the industry trying again. Also, you're watching it reset in real time. Now, I wanted to give that to you right up front, especially for anybody who watches this video later. I want you guys to know that we definitely get deep in the sauce tonight. We're going over Sui and the Avalanche ecosystem, but we always do our due diligence, kind of check in on the market, see what new coins are trending, or maybe a coin that's trending that's older but we don't hear about very often, and we really want to stay on top of that space even in a bear market. Is it the bottom of the bear market? Is this just kind of a lull that we found ourselves in before we fall lower? That is yet to be seen. Anybody out there who's telling you they know where it's going, hopefully they're being transparent and they're saying, hey, I do TA, technical analysis, and this is what I found. I respect that. But if they're just out here screaming at the wind, crypto's dead, crypto's going to, BTC's going to $1 million this year, stuff like that, I don't believe any of those people really know for sure what's going to happen. Everybody claims to have a secret financial person and a genie. That gets most people wrecked more than often. Now let's take a look at the daily crypto bubbles 1 through 100. Sirene's down 26%, Kite's down 19%, Memecore, which has got a nice pump lately, is actually down 14%. Dropping back under $2 as a low, right now chilling at $2.13. And if you love cryptocurrency, you want to learn more about it, you haven't given up, you think maybe now is a good time to position yourself better in your understanding of cryptocurrency, smash that like button and subscribe. Link to our free Discord in the chat. We'd love to see you over there. All right, River is down 26.5%. On the channel, we talked and traded and messed with River quite a bit. I've made a lot of money on River. I've lost a lot of money on River. That's just how it goes. And I'm still very new as a trader. This is not a trading channel. Now, $15.37 as a low for today. That's a decent move down. That's a River move right there to drop 26.5%. River is hard to dial in because sometimes it moves inverse to the market and sometimes it'll move with the market. Camsta says, shake it for Daddy Underground. Well, I appreciate Super Chat and I can't see you, but if you want to shake it for me, go ahead, and it might be good that I can't see you, especially if it's Camsta shaking it. I don't want to see that. All right, so Humanity, Pulse Chain, Bard, Lighter, Hex, and I appreciate all the super chats, everybody. I know I always say it, but I dedicate a lot of time to come on, just the time that I'm live, not everything that it even takes to get everything ready and actually have a show to present. I'm doing it. The market's down. It's not the best received. It's not pumping on YouTube, but I'm not giving up because you just can't give up. The people who win are the people who are understanding the power of persistence. So we're going to move down to 2 to 300s, usually as far as we go. Beat's down 13.9%. Sahara is down 7%. Aster down 10%. I don't see a lot of huge things down. UB's down 15%. Tria's down 16%. Those are bigger bubbles. The only green that we really see here that's notable is Sky AI is up 8.5%. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, Blues guy knows. Not much underground from the bottom of my heart. Hey, I appreciate it. Campsta says, make it rain. Shout out to all my undergrounders. Y'all get me excited. Y'all keep me coming back and doing what I love to do with the community, and it'll grow. You just have to keep going. And at least I can say that from a place of not being discouraged, right? Because right now, I'm feeling pretty good, regardless of what the market's doing. I've been here in crypto long enough that I don't let the market emotionally shake me up. A trade would probably shake me a lot harder than just the overall market for my long-term bags. All right. Bitcoin, $68,893. Ethereum, $2,065. BNB, $628. XRP losing that $1.40 mark to $1.36. Solana, $86. We got Dogecoin chilling at a very low 9 cents. I'm glad it's at least holding 9 cents. We'll see what happens. Cardano, 25 cents. Hyperliquid, $39.29. Chainlink, $8.91. Monero XMR, $329. XLM, 17.5 cents. Canton Network, 14.5 cents. And what else matters? H-bar chilling always around where Dogecoin is. I think it's very interesting. Low 9 cents. And Avalanche, $9.10. Meme Core, $2.19. So it's recovered a good bit from that like $1.90 low that it had today. And in the 7 days, it's still up 20%. Meme Core looking pretty strong. Meme Core might be one of those tokens I want to accumulate in the bear market. Whether we're in a bottom now, I think we have more to go. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that we're there. Every bull market I've been a part of, you think that you found a bottom, and it's usually not the bottom, right? Because people are giving up, but I don't see as much hate for crypto as you really find at the true bottom. So Melissa, let's add Meme Core to our list of things that we're going to be watching. I will get that tab made in the Discord today or tomorrow, and we will begin to kind of track that. Zcash, $222. Sui, 92 cents. BitTensor getting a lot of attention lately. AI running strong on Twitter and of course in the market, $341. And if you don't know, if you see a ticker and it says SN and then a number, that stands for subnet, and that is in the BitTensor ecosystem. Instead of coins just having their own tickers, they all are subnets of the BitTensor ecosystem, and so they have that SN in front of them. I'm sure we'll see some of those later. Let's come on down and let's see where Flare is at. 84, it was 85 yesterday. Still in the top 100. We got to do that for my man, the king of Flare. All right, let's see what is trending. And we're going to be coming back to deep dive in more. This is something we do in the beginning of the show because I feel like it's very important to know where the market's at every day. Go through some of the prices, look at some of the coins that are trending. BitTensor, of course, #1 trending over on CoinGecko. Rain is a prediction market. I've compared prediction markets, in my opinion, to the meme craze, Launchpad, Pump.Fun, all of that stuff is what I really compare it to. Just like I feel like in the market, people are starting to realize that just betting on random meme coins is not the way to go. Now, we used to speculate on new up-and-coming projects. At least they promised us something. And I'm not anti-meme coin. Don't get me wrong. I hold a good bit of Doge. But I'm not into like 16 meme coins with almost the same name, copycatting each other, launching every 5 seconds, and people just throwing money at it. It scatters the liquidity, and that has really hurt us. I think that's why we didn't get an altcoin season. Everybody wants to blame some big institution or this, that, and the other, and I think they have a role in it. But I will say that there's some of the stuff that may very well be our own fault, maybe not you directly, but people in the space. Now, Backpack is interesting. We've gone over it quite a bit. It doesn't look like, look at that 7-day chart here. It doesn't look like it's doing all that great. Bitcoin trending, Hyperliquid, Pudgy Penguins every day. It's trending. The strongest NFT project I see out there, especially for sentiment. Solana, Cyrene, which Cyrene does all kinds of crazy stuff. Look at that chart. Look at that big drop and that big recovery. Ondo actually trending, and Ondo at 26 cents. What is going on with Ondo? We have been talked to so much in this space about tokenizing assets, and you know, the WEF did a study, $30 trillion coming into the tokenized markets and all of this stuff, Ondo doesn't seem to be really catching a lot of steam when it comes to that stuff. What am I missing here in the chat? Says, I agree, Underground, we might go lower. Bottom is hard to find. Almost there. Thank you, kind sir. So smart. Bang on, bro. Hey, I appreciate it. Liquidity scattered all over. Too many freaking coins. Exactly. Bang on. That doesn't sound right, dude. It's a saying, but it's an old school one, I guess. Melissa's calling you out, man. Sui. Also trending. I was going to say the price because I forgot where I was. Axie Infinity trending. That had its heyday a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and looks like it's maybe coming back into rotation here. Chainlink Avalanche, one of the coins of the day. Monad for Melissa, and Ethereum. Let's go take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. It's at 13. I'm super thankful for all of these pop-ups on Crypto Rank. We have to be grateful for everything, in my opinion. So I am very thankful for all the pop-ups getting in my way over at Crypto Rank. I like that every time I click on anything over here and it loads the next page, like if I go to coins trending, I get 2 more pop-ups. And I love how they're always exactly the same. That's my favorite. I love consistency, both in people and anything I deal with. I'm glad that they're exactly the same and they never put like any new ads, right? They don't mix it up. They stay vanilla. All right, 13. Extreme Fear, and we haven't left. We had a couple of days in the sun where it looked like we were trending in the right direction and we just couldn't get no follow through. That's another thing that makes me feel like we are not at the real bottom of the bear market, right? Because if we started moving up out of the bottom of the bear market, you would think that we would get some momentum. Also, sometimes you just go sideways and range for a while and it'll be up and down. So that's true too. They have a bar graph down here. It kind of shows you, you know, we had some days in the sun back here in 2025 and we had one green day where the Fear and Greed Index, what was it at? It was at 61. January 14th, 2026. BTC was at $96,997. And that was that, man. We haven't had anything since. Now, another indicator I like here is the altcoin season index. It went up to like 52 or 53, got into the middle between Bitcoin and altcoin season. To me, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to altcoin season. It just means we're absolutely indecisive. We're chilling at 45 right now. Now, let's go up and take a look at what's trending over here. I like to use Crypto Rank and CoinGecko, of course. Let's go down and make it top 20 instead of top 10 and see if there's anything interesting over here. Now, we do this almost every single day. Hey, there's that pop-up again. Oh, look, there's that other pop-up again. Very consistent. All right. Katana has been on the radar. It's another financial project. What do we keep seeing? AI, anything AI, agentic networks, AI agents, anything AI. Katana, financial stuff, DeFi, if you will. Katana Network is a DeFi layer 2 blockchain built on Polygon's aggregator, right? Designed to unify liquidity and drive sustainable yield. Just because it's financial and it's repetitive doesn't make it bad. I mean, if I was going to be messing with financial stuff, I think I'd like projects that were newer and more cutting edge, because older ones, they seem to not be able. A lot of the financial projects, they rather are really good at what they do. They're just consistent, right? They don't do a ton of marketing. They don't do a ton of hype. They don't hype people up. Their coin doesn't necessarily pump, but they could maybe deliver good yield and stuff like that. I'd rather be in something a little more cutting edge, and an integration into a lot of this financial projects is them kind of in the back end keeping up where the best yields are across the market, and that makes our life easier as people who are staking, providing liquidity, whether it's vault, staking, whatever you want to call it. It's all relatively the same. You give them your money and they give you something in return for letting them borrow your money. That is the basic idea. Let's see, King of Flare, LOL, man, I love you guys, so fun. Says, oh yeah, you need that massage badly, don't you? I got your back, literally. Hey, that's hilarious. You have to, or it won't be worth the wait of a great stream every night, you know. Exactly. All right, so this Katana token generated, not to be confused with like when the project started, but we don't have metrics for that. We could deep dive like crazy, But what is the value in knowing like the exact day that they created a Twitter, right? That there's no real value in that. Here's my favorite pop-ups again. All right, so the 18th of March, 2026. I don't know when it came out at. If it came out high and went low in the middle and did a whole bunch of, I don't know what it did, right? But it looks like it had a high that day of 18 cents. We've later, just yesterday, made a high of 19 cents. It's trending up. I like that. And somebody once said that gets wicked eventually gets candlesticked. Why is that? Well, because in the order books and stuff, that high wick, and I don't know if it was a flash wick. I don't know if it happened in a second or over a couple of hours. I know it's on a daily candle, so there's that. But there's a willingness in the market to go there, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. So the market cap of CAT is 29 million, been as high as 42. It's a new project. Might be a good one. I don't put a lot of stake in the actual coin or the native token of a financial project because that can be all over the place. Crisco's in the house, 333, my fellow lifer, givers gain. You remind me of that every time. I love that. All right, so Fabric Protocol, think AI and agentic networks, but for real robots in real life running whatever, your Uber, your taxi from things industrial in a warehouse, think maybe Amazon. Fabric Protocol is not running those things, but that's what their aim is. And I'm sure they have some integration. Super yield is yield. Market cap lost a lot. Whoa. Yeah, I like that it gives you the age of the crypto over here. That's nice. Super yield was at like 5 million the other day. It has come down a lot. I wasn't too bullish on it. Again, a financial project. BitLayer, Bitcoin DeFi. We've talked a lot about Bitcoin DeFi. I'm not going to go on my spiel. I haven't even changed the page, and I get the ads again. Blessed. Absolutely blessed out here. And then we got BitLight Labs. Again, more Bitcoin DeFi. Put it in the back of your brain. I don't think that information is going to really do much for you right this second, but Bitcoin DeFi has some projects that are trending. Then we have this Perlay, right? Perlay had an airdrop. We participated a little bit in it. I don't know when they're going to drop the coins. NW, our man and our native airdrop expert, among many things. He's been in crypto a long time. Love the people in the community. He got us doing this a little bit. We only did it for a couple of days, and then he said, hey, guys, they took a snapshot. Usually when they take a snapshot, they look at all the interaction and everything that's gone on, and then that's what they're going to base their airdrop off. So there might be a second airdrop, but we didn't do that much. So we'd be lucky if we get anything significant. Bedrock. Let's just at least give you the basics of what Bedrock is. Bedrock is a non-custodial solution designed in partnership with RockX, a long-standing blockchain infrastructure company with strong roots in crypto staking, designed to natively restake and harness additional EGN layer, that's a project in crypto, rewards. Bedrock brings together security and additional yield, liquidity, staking, and ETH. So in a bear market, what do you think people do? They still want to put their money to work. And I think that's why you see a lot of yield stuff getting some attention. Centrifuge. Do you know what Centrifuge is? Centrifuge is a platform for real-world asset tokenization on Ethereum virtual machine. We've been over it many times. That's why I'm quickly scrolling through. We got Backpack, right? Backpack is definitely newer token, not a new project. The 23rd of March, 2026, of course, just a few days ago here, 3 days ago. 33 of market cap. It's already been as high as 94. I don't know if a lot of people really like Backpack. I haven't heard the best stuff from a lot of people, especially even a couple people in our community. Let's see. Backpack is a cryptocurrency exchange and multi-chain wallet designed to redefine how users interact with digital assets. So there you go. Monad, we gotta mention. It's been a while since we mentioned it. Let's do it. Monad is a layer 1 blockchain that is compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. So it's a layer 1. It's EVM, or Ethereum virtual machine, compatible. That's good stuff as we move forward. The first day of this series, we talked about how Ethereum is the core. It's where all the development is going on. It is what gave us smart contracts when we used to only have Bitcoin. If you know your crypto history, hey, that's a part of the crypto IQ as well. BitTensor, I already explained. Sahara AI is an AI project. It's only 0.8 years old, not very old. And let's see if they give us any other insight. Decentralized AI network designed to create personalized knowledge agents, or what they call KAs, for both individuals and businesses. Think AI agents. DYDX is interesting. It's on the Cosmos ecosystem. It is a decentralized exchange. I'm pretty sure they have one. Yep. DYDX is the token for the layer 1 protocol okay, so it's more of a layer 1 as agreed by DYDX community through the DYDX governance. And again, it's over on Cosmos. We don't think Cosmos is going to make it, right? It's on life support at best. They've already got hospice there for Cosmos. It isn't going to make it, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinions. I at one point would have said that about Solana, and it bounced back from like under $20 or around $20 to where it is now. So there you go. The difference is people were still active on Solana and they still had a user base. Very different story with Cosmos. As we learned last night, see all of these things come together day after day, compounding interest on raising that crypto IQ here at Underground Crypto Research Show. Blockchain, or blockchain, you see why I messed that up. Blockstreet, or BSB, was a top gainer the other day. Let's go. Oh, this is the daily. Wow, so it was a top gainer, gave us an indecision doji, and is now holding this support and resistance here, which is nice. Look at that. Even on a daily chart, that's pretty good. There might be more gains for this. Very interesting. It would be very good if it could close a daily above that. But what is it, right? Blockstreet is a DeFi protocol focused on tokenized stock utility. What all we got going on here? Said, I love the way you say Perle. It's exotic. I know. I wanted to go with Pearly, but I guess it's Perle, which sounds like it would be like a prediction market or a gambling thing, but it's AI. Said, I love the way you say, okay, I already read that. Cosmos, straight to bed. Thanks for showing off those custom emojis. If you would like to get yourself the ability to use custom emojis, grab our membership. It's like $2 or $3. I can never remember. I should just go look at it instead of saying that every day, but it's like $2 or $3 a month. Again, like I was going to say with the super chats, I don't think I ever actually got to say it. So I'll say that even with the membership, that little bit of money is a big deal to me. I appreciate you guys sending it in because I give a lot of my time away for free. And it says to me that at least my core community appreciates all the time and energy I put in. You know, you got to think about how many hours. You know, I'm live at least an hour and a half, but almost always 2 hours every night, Monday through Saturday. And would you go to work for $0? How many hours you working for $0? That's what I want to know. So if you appreciate your boy, please contribute. And if you're watching this later, you can't super chat, grab that membership. Blockchain, Athena. It's been a long time since I mentioned Athena. It's not a new project. Athena is a blockchain-based protocol on Ethereum's design to create a decentralized crypto-native stablecoin called USDE. Which is, there you go. If you see USDE, know that that is a part of Athena. River, trending for all the wrong reasons. It's down 26%. Optimism, we've talked about Optimism many times. Optimism Superchain, as they like to call it, has a lot of projects and have been around for a long time. Very much about why was Optimism exciting at one point, right? Because of everything that we've always talked about in our IQ raising events about how rollups came in and started making throughput, which just means speed, don't let it scare you, faster on blockchain. And then they went, this is a great idea. We're going to make a whole ecosystem that's super fast. And these are all the people that came over and built, but we've moved past it. All right. Optimism, optimistic rollups, things like that. That's kind of, I don't want to say ancient history because it's not, but it feels like it in crypto. We move so fast, lightning speed. We now have zero knowledge rollups, zero knowledge proofs, which is just a better evolution in the blockchain space. And now, last but not least, Zama. Fully homomorphic encryption is what it uses, right? These are evolutions in blockchain technology, encryption, cryptography, which is the basis of all cryptocurrency. If you didn't know, We're seeing a lot of projects. What's the other one? Mindwork or something like that. Uses fully homomorphic encryption. Those are the only 2 projects, maybe 3 out there that I've really seen. So to me, when I see the language shift, is that part of the reset? Are these the resets that we are talking about here? So there you go. We did our due diligence on that. Let's go ahead and move along. Now, I do have up weeks with the tiniest amount of money that I had over here. And I am looking for a trade. If anybody is trading anything, let me know what you're trading, what you like. I know Camsta's probably out there. Camsta, what was the verdict today of Trump speaking? Did it destroy the sentiment? Is it what gave us the handle on the cup today? How do you feel? Not about Trump. That's not what I'm asking you at all. About the way that his speaking today and the things that went on today affected the market. That's what I'm asking. And Camsta said he likes it when we do some live trading. So we're looking. What's hot? What's maybe worth going over? And with that being said, let's take a look at the news, right? Small pump when he came on. But maybe he didn't really say anything all that exciting, and so no big news, right? Nothing to really pump the market, maybe is what happened. So, Bitcoin price news. Trump extends Iran strike pause. They had a deal. They said, no, we don't have a deal. And now they're back to, we're going to make a deal. Maybe that's what's going on. David Sachs leaves White House crypto role while key legislation still unsolved. What is that about? David Sachs, he's running away. I don't really know a lot about the guy. There's a picture of him. I've definitely seen him before. Why is he running away? Is it a good thing? Is it a blessing in disguise? Are we going to get somebody much better in the spot? I don't know. Fannie Mae to accept Bitcoin and USDC-backed mortgages for the first time in U.S. housing finance. That's interesting, but unless you have a bunch of Bitcoin, not going to help you. But it could give it a lot of credibility. If creditors are going to be willing to take BTC as backing for mortgages, a lot of businesses might build a lot more on-ramps and things for you to use your Bitcoin there. A long-awaited step. The SEC and the CFTC, I always skip the C. CFTC provide interpretation for crypto asset taxonomy, I guess is how you say that. So of course, then it gives me a breakdown of kind of all of these things. We're not going to read them all over again. That's stupid. I want to get down to what's trending on X and in crypto today. Why is crypto down is trending quite a bit. This is probably the single biggest retail conversation bucket. It's been consolidating ever since, says Camp. So that makes sense. I think people were really hoping for like this big reveal, big news about what's going on, and that just didn't happen. All right, still one of the strongest smart money builder policy Twitter topics. It's not just retail chatter. This kind of story gets that gets founders, lawyers, funds, policy accounts, and CT educators all posting takes at once. Okay, I get what they're saying. XRP discussion is elevated again. Didn't seem to help the price today. XRP is getting disproportionate attention today because of the regulatory clarity. Story keeps pulling back into the spotlight. Let's see if they give us any facts. And there's fresh coverage around the SEC and the CFTC framework could mean for XRP. Price weaken hasn't killed the conversation. It's actually amplifying it. Like, is XRP finally clear? Commodity narratives. Does this unlock bigger upside ETF implication? Why is XRP still red if the news is bullish? Seems to be questions people are asking. Bitcoin safe haven or just another risk asset? Let's see. The market increasingly driven by attention rotation. We know that. That's what we're trying to be on top of. Security and scam conversation is still highly relevant. It always will be. Crypto ATM scams. In my opinion, crypto ATM scams are really no different than any other, scam that's out there. I mean, they get you to give you their money. How they get you to give it to them is really not all that amazing. If they switch schemes and they have you send it by Apple Money over a text message, then what the heck is the difference? If I had to rank today's most important crypto narratives, why crypto sell-off? Yeah, we've been over all that. All right, so we're going to move on from that stuff today. Look at that, BTC getting back above the 200. Let's see if it can flag out on I mean, the 1 minute, I'd like to see a flag out on the 3 minute. Looks like you have an inverted head and shoulder there. Very interesting. All right, now let's go look at some ecosystem type stuff. Let's look at the Sui ecosystem. And I've done Sui ecosystem dives before. It's been a little while. But we're just going to go over the stuff that's the most relevant, right? So, of course, you're going to have your wrap BTC and your USDC. $78 billion in USDC. Sweet. So, of course, you have Sui itself has $3.6 billion in it. And then from there, you immediately come down. And then, of course, more stable coins, Walrus. So that tells you that Walrus is actually like the second biggest project, aside from Sui itself, on the Sui network. All right. What is Walrus? It has 168.8 million in its market cap. We're in a bear market. It doesn't look amazing. At one point, it was as high as 73 cents May 14th, 2025. And then we are where we are now. Yeah, down 86%, but that's from this price here at 54 cents, right? Looks like 5 billion max supply, 2.2 billion circulating supply, Sui address for Walrus. Let's go look at their Twitter and see how many followers they got going on. I like Sui. It came out strong, right? Sui really did come out swinging when it was a new token. Can it continue? I mean, Avalanche came out strong when it was a new token as well. I'm not going to judge it too hard on price action in a bear market, but I will say, you know, where was the excitement this time around? So the verifiable data platform for AI and on-chain finance, right? So verifiable data is my big takeaway here. It makes every byte provable, programmable, and always available. Infrastructure, think DPIN, decentralized infrastructure. So here's the pin post from March 25th, which was yesterday. It got 102,000 impressions. What is it about though, right? Building a memory layer for agents takes times. Redis for caching, right? S3 for storage, and a vector DB for retrieval. That went over most of our heads, and somehow it still doesn't work right. Today we're excited to announce Mem Wallace. Now we talked about what a mempool is. That's what they're getting at here. A single verifiable memory layer for agents, persistent, shareable across systems, and no more fragmented infrastructure. Just memory that works. So sounds like they had pinpointed a pain point in the ecosystem here, and they have developed something, and it looks like they might have fixed something that'll help move the needle for Sui in general. The ecosystem then reflects on the coin, right? Boosted wall rewards to celebrate 1 year Walrus mainnet. So they've only been in mainnet 1 year. We're dropping a limited time boosted wall vault on slush strategy. So there you go. If you're somebody who uses this a lot, they have increased. Let's see, can we go? Oh, that's their link tree. We don't need that. We'll just go back to where we already were. And wow, they actually don't have a website. Usually the website's right there. Probably should follow Walrus, huh? That would make a lot of sense. Let's go to their link tree. Yeah, website. Here we go. Close the wrong tab. There we go. Walrus site, the future of decentralized hosting. And again, because we're doing two different ecosystems, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty. And Sui doesn't actually have as big of an ecosystem as one would hope, right? And it's obviously by market cap not going to look as big in a bear market. So create site code in any web framework, publish site to Walrus, and receive site's object ID and URL. Access site on any browser, no wallet required. I like when a wallet is required though. That's real DeFi. I've given the YouTube link to many people, and yet nobody came yet. Crazy. Buddy, that's just where we are right now in crypto. Don't get down on it. dApps, developers, Web3 enthusiasts. Where's the app though? Somewhere. I feel like I've been to their Web3 version of their website. This is very much about creating a website, right? Domain through them. Use case. Okay. Again, remember, they're about data, verifiable data. Very much needed, though, in any ecosystem. And it makes sense why they are kind of the biggest project in Sui. This is why we do that deep dive, right? They have a gold coin. I mean, that's about equivalent to, say, a stable coin, in my opinion. It's a stable coin, but for gold. Deep Book, which been disappointing. You know, I bought Deep Book. It was up a good bit at one point. It's one of the coins that I still would hold. I'd actually probably add some bags right now. I got to go see where like I bought most of mine. But I would say that it is one of the main liquidity hubs for Sui. In my opinion, the only way Deep Book doesn't get another price move when things move up, right, doesn't move with the market, is if Sui is just kind of dead, which you can't rule anything out in crypto. He said, hey, I saw that page. Panzer time yet? LOL. Not quite. Hey, tomorrow's DeFi Friday. We'll be playing a lot of Panzer Dog, right? But we got to do what we set out to do here and look at some of the bigger projects in each of these ecosystems. So we're already third project in the ecosystem if we ignore stablecoins and stuff like that. Already at 67.9 million. And that's a Deep Book, which is a very needed thing in the ecosystem, right? The backbone of Sui DeFi, liquidity, they say. So we've seen data availability. Now we're talking about liquidity, which is why I was bullish on this project. I don't think that there's many competitors here. There is another one. Black Hole comes to mind for Avalanche, but that's not competing in this ecosystem. Let's hit trade now, see what we get. Abyss, Bluefin, Stem, Full Sail. I mean, I've seen a lot of Sui stuff. Some Sui gaming we've even taken part of. I do believe that Sui is still building, right? Where's the project itself, right? I thought it would have like yield and all kinds of stuff. That's what I would expect. Let's go to their Twitter. Let's see how many followers they have. 63.6 thousand followers. It's about what I would expect for a project like this. It says the premier decentralized liquidity layer for builders, traders, and broader DeFi communities. Kind of reminds me of like Aerodrome over on Base. All right, let's get out of that. Get out of that. Panzer Dog always seems to come up. Crypto rank pop-ups. And let's move along. So I imagine you would probably know Walrus and Deep Book. But can we get something else from there? BitCastle token. Don't know a lot about BitCastle. Only has 65.1 million in market cap, $1 billion in max supplies, 400,000 in circulating supply. It looks very up and to the right on the max chart. Token generation event, October 23rd, 2025, and it is a Sui native token. Are they trying to be like Bitcoin DeFi on Sui? Because remember, most Bitcoin DeFi doesn't live on Bitcoin. Yep, Deep Protocol. It's giving us some information here. Offering fast settlements. Yep, it's providing liquidity for sure. So new campaign every day, it says. What exactly does that mean? We have earned top industry recognition. From who? That's what you got to say. From who, though? What does that say? FX daily info? I don't know what that even is. Not predominant to me. Popular cryptocurrencies. I like how they throw themselves. So you go for like BTC, eSol, Sui, and then they just throw themselves in there. They're not that popular. I've never heard of them. So let's talk about that. Also, they're relatively new, so we can't give them too much credit there. Exchange, high to low, MT5 platform, global partners, secure way to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. How can we help you? All right, where's the value? Where's the value? So trade, okay. So it's a decentralized exchange. BitCastle on Sui. put that in the memory, right? So it looks like any decentralized exchange, or really just looks like any exchange you've ever looked at ever. I don't know how deep the liquidity is, stuff like that. All right, let's see what we got for coins here. BTC, ETH, quite a few different pairs. There's a good bit of stuff here. I like to see that. You go to some and it'll be like 4 coins, and it's obviously like BTC, Ethereum, Sol, and then like whatever the native coin is. Here it would be Sui. And that's like all you get. I'm glad to see they have a lot more than that. You can search by what pair you want, what stablecoin. They only have, looks like 4 pairs for BTC, but that is better than some other places that I've looked around at. They got futures as well. Go to like M futures, right? That's pretty much what you'd be used to. So that was mostly spot trading, right? They have a launch pad. That doesn't really excite me, but it is a necessary thing to have if you want to launch a coin for a real reason in a very, specific ecosystem. Like right now, if you wanted to launch a project on Monad, hopefully you have a real vision and you're not just making a meme coin. Clanker would be a good place to do that. All right, we're going to move along. It's a centralized exchange. We don't want to take too much time on it. We have a lot of stuff to go over. Back up, and that is, what is it? Bitcoin Castle? It's just called Bit Castle, right? I keep affiliating it with Bitcoin because it says Bit, but it's really just a Sui native project. All right, so more financial stuff. And in an up-and-coming ecosystem or a growing ecosystem, financial stuff is mostly what comes first. Maybe a handful of meme coins trying to take advantage of hype, but that's about it. And we, as far as market cap, we immediately start moving, right? Much down. Now, Cetus protocol is what has been referenced many times as a competitor to DeepBook. I do think at one point they were bigger than DeepBook. I could be wrong about that, but they're not anymore. Look at that. 22 million to DeepBook's 68 million. Cetus had some issues and stuff like that. Magma Finance is another financial project, 26.6 million, up 5%. Honestly, on a max chart for a token right now to be up 5%, not too bad. Not too mad about that, right? You bought it when it came out. You're actually above water 5%. Can you say that about many coins right now? No, not exactly. Let's hop over to the website. They even have a tutorial. I like that. Never show me it again. That's how I feel about that. The adaptive liquidity hub for Sui DeFi, and if you hover this over, it says totally different things. So adaptive liquidity, right? Introduces ALMM, Adaptive Liquidity Market Maker. A market maker obviously is all about liquidity for any kind of exchange or anything like that. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. All right, so 2025 quarter 2 to quarter 3. They will core trade engine, adaptive liquidity management. So they're very much still building is what it sounds like. I want to go back to the chart. It was only from December 15th, 2025, right? So that's like right before the beginning of this year. They haven't been around very long. And they're building in a bear market. Did they know that they were going to be building in a bear market? I don't know. So then we have Momentum at 22 million as well. I like how sometimes they give you a description of the token and then sometimes they don't give you a description of the token. That's kind of cool. I appreciate that. Remember, we're being grateful. Let's go. It's another finance. Again, all we're seeing so far is like financial stuff and data availability, which is infrastructure. Financial stuff is infrastructure, but not everything that is infrastructure is financial, right? Or liquidity, I should say. Financial operating system for the tokenized future. Let's launch the actual app. See if they really have anything going. All right, looks pretty well put together. Here's your dashboard, your TVL, 44.3 million in TVL, total value locked, or true value locked, I hear some people say. Doesn't really matter how you say it. You can trade on here. This is more of just a swap, though. VE usually always signals governance within the project. Liquidity, you can see what kind of liquidity. You can add liquidity. These are liquidity pools. Again, when it comes to staking a vault, adding liquidity, there is some difference, but not major. You lend money, they give you APR. That's the deal, right? This XBTC USDC APR is 12.4%. Sometimes when you hover over it, they'll give you a little bit more of an idea of where that's coming from. A lot of times it'll be like 6% from the actual pool, and then you have like reward tokens, and you have to hope that those tokens hold their value, stuff like that. So here's where you can stake Sui, and you get X Sui. Maybe you could go restake it somewhere, although I don't think that the ecosystem's built out enough for that. And then of course you have vaults. I like it. It looks clean. I almost would probably go with this over the other projects just based off of how nice and clean their website looks. And then of course you have a Sui bridge, wormhole, squid, and Li-Fi, or Leafy, whatever you want to call it. Isn't Magma involved with Flare? It says can't find any relations yet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with a name like Flare and a name like Magma, you'd think it'd be a match made in heaven, but I'm not getting those vibes. They look very Sui native. Also, Momentum, again, very Sui native project. I don't see any other contract addresses for it, which makes sense for what it is. And we're just going to do Cetus and whatever that swarm protocol was. Again, Cetus has been around for a while. It was much more big deal than Deep Book. Deep Book kind of came out and started really muddying the waters for Cetus, right? May 9th, 2023, at about 12 cents token generation event. Sui project, but okay. Usually when you have the 3 dots, you have other ecosystems. No, it's still Sui native. Decentralized exchange, it says. We haven't really seen like a pancake swap. Now, Momentum had swaps. I think another one of them had swaps. But you need like a pancake swap style thing, and that's what this looks like. Like a bigger swap, bigger liquidity type thing. Cetus, at this point, now I don't even remember what the negative news was. They had something go on, a hack, an exploit. I think it was more like an exploit. And there you go. That seems to have hurt their market cap and stuff. I think a lot of people ran to Deep Book who like this ecosystem, but Deep Book doesn't have this function, right? Go to earn. You have pools, farms, and vaults. Farms, again, another yield mechanism. We're not going to spend a ton of time. We've done nothing but like financial projects. So what does this tell you? What is the point of deep diving an ecosystem like this? Well, the point is kind of to figure out where it is in its progression, what it's prioritizing, who's building over there, how much liquidity or market cap, how much share of the overall crypto market it has, that kind of thing. All right, Swarm Network. Let's get a project in that's at least maybe not financial. 19.3 million. We have come very much down. And you'll see there's not a lot of big predominant projects in Sui. A lot of them are small projects that are building that hopefully can catch some momentum. See what I did there? As we run into another bull market. So verify anything, reveal nothing. The world's first privacy-preserving Oracle layer. I remember when this thing came out. Turn arbitrary data into verifiable on-chain logic. I believe this is actually built with zero knowledge. The future of Web3 markets is built on verifiable, arbitrary, and private knowledge. I believe the whole point of this was you take data that's usually private, use zero knowledge technology to use it as provability but not actually compromise its privacy, right? Here we go. Sensitive data stays private but can be verified safely. thanks to ZK proofs and secure agents. Another way to maybe look at it is if you have private data and you want to verify it somewhere for a transaction or something like that, you can do it through this and not give away what it is, which is zero knowledge integration into a lot of crypto projects and stuff is really interesting, and I think warrants even a deeper dive. Maybe next week we will sneak a zero knowledge deep dive in, and then from there we really just have like a lot of random projects. Blue Whale we've talked about quite a bit. Will they give us a description? Blue Whale is a Web3 intelligence layer, a consumer-powered, decentralized AI network where developers and enterprise deploy AI agents to serve 3.6 million users with financial services, backed by the UOB Venture Management, whatever that is. So people who gave them money, right? AI-driven financial chains include Sui, Arbitrum, Tezos, Cardano, and the Movement Labs. All right. And I think that's probably where we're going to stop. We have a whole nother ecosystem to go over. Categories, Avalanche ecosystem. So let's move right along here. But before we do, let's talk about it before we actually talk about another ecosystem. If you enjoy these deep dives, smash the like button. Crypto has a pattern of resetting. One of the easiest things to miss is that crypto doesn't just grow, it cycles through ideas. And then those ideas are very much tested in the market to see if they have real strength and staying power, not just initial hype. New chains don't just compete, they replace attention. That creates the feeling of starting over, right? We've all felt it if you've been here for more than 4 years. Avalanche, an earlier attempt, Avalanche came in during a time when crypto was trying to solve speed and flexibility. I think you could say Solana came shortly after. Subnets were a big idea. Subnets, BitTensor, we talk about that a lot. They consider all of the things on their project, on their main, network, subnets. Custom environments, different use cases. It pushed the space forward, but it didn't win. And that's a bold statement, right? Sui, a new attempt. Sui feels like a newer version of the same search. Not just faster, but rethinking architecture, asset structure, user experience. So what was the takeaway from that? Avalanche is older. Its ideas about how they built their ecosystem and how they designed it are older. Did it fail? Does it have power to come back? Now, I'm not just talking about the price moving up and down when everything else is moving up or down. I'm talking about 10 years from now. Is Avalanche and things built on Avalanche gonna matter? Sui could also the same thing be said for. It feels like a reset of the design conversation. These chains represent iterations. Instead of thinking which one is best, think each one is a version of what crypto should optimize, what matters, and how systems should feel. Why this keeps happening though? Like, why does this keep happening to us in the first place? I messed up my chat. Let me get that fixed. All right. Because crypto still, and it's still messed up. I love that. Very grateful for this right now. All right. So because crypto still hasn't settled on the best UX, which is userability, right? Best architecture, best scaling model, and best ecosystem design, right? We haven't settled that debate. So the industry keeps trying again, which we need for the evolution of blockchain technology. So why does this matter? If you understand this pattern, you'll stop chasing hype and start recognizing where the industry still feels unsolved. Privacy, scalability, that's what we've been seeing. So the core insight here, crypto isn't just evolving, it's iterating new ideas. And sometimes it feels like starting over. And that is the big takeaway from our talking points. I hope that they raise your crypto IQ. Now let's get into Avalanche. right here, one thing I really love about the categories. One thing I like to show is just also, how to move and look through stuff on your own. You could come into the Avalanche ecosystem or any ecosystem, right? You could pretty much type any predominant chain in, right? When you do it, you click on categories and you'll find the tab, right? And then you'll see new coins, top gainers, and what's trending. There you go. You could do the same thing for, say, like XRP. And we're not going to go down a different rabbit hole. I'm just demonstrating for anybody who wants to know how to do this. Now you have two different categories. You have the XRP Ledger ecosystem and the XRP EVM ecosystem. So that's things that are specifically integrated with Ethereum. We'll go with what's probably the bigger ecosystem. And right here you see new coins, Twins, Real Token, and Horizon. And then top gainers is this Ban Exchange, Phoenix, top gainer here. I bought some of that and lost that wallet. Shout out to having a Toncoin XRP wallet. That sucked. Or Telegram, not Ton, sorry. Anyways, we'll go back and we'll stick with Avalanche because that's what we're here for today. Anyways, Sui is a high-speed Layer 1 blockchain optimized for speed and on-chain gaming and finance. As early as 2026, Sui has shown high competitiveness and total value locked compared to other Layer 1s. Sui has some things in its back pocket. It does, but it seems like it's very focused on liquidity and financial stuff right now. That seems to be what has captured the most market share and what is predominantly building. There's a lot of small projects building. We could spend an entire next 2, 3, 4 hours on just that if we wanted to, but I don't want to do that because we also want to go over Avalanche, and then this would be like a day-long stream. So of course, top of your list here, you're going to have wrapped assets and stable coins. We kind of ignore those. Chainlink is a oracle. You find it in every ecosystem you go look at. Chainlink is going to be a part of it, and I can prove my point real quick by just coming down here and toggling the chains that it's affiliated with. I mean, look at it. Not going to even attempt to see it. This is a good way if you want to go find chains you've never heard of. Go to a project like Link and hit the toggle for all the contract addresses for Link, and you will find. Look at it. We're still going. I bet you didn't even know there were this many networks, right? It's a good lesson in how many freaking networks there are. There's a lot of them, and we'll move on. All right, so yeah, Avalanche is in there, right? But I want to find like the first like real native project. That would be a very good category, is like native. Only base have I seen a base native category. The categories help when you're looking for stuff and organizing. I mean, Aave, of course, Pepe. Pepe is also not Avalanche native. When we're deep diving in ecosystem, things that matter, but also things that are native. Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, and Arbitrum One. If anything, I'm a little surprised that Pepe is even over on that. Treasury funds, restaked ETH, Athena. GHO might kind of be the first real project here. 583 million. Let's see what this is. Reminds me of like a ghost coin or something. Wow, look at that max chart. All the way back as far as July 14th, 2023, big dip, and it's been incredibly stable, right? Maybe it's a stable coin. I don't know. What is GHO? It's in the Aave. Kind of got that with the GHO, the whole Ghost Vibe, Aave, all of that stuff. A new kind of stable. Mint GHO by supplying collateral to Aave. So this is very much in the Aave ecosystem. It lives and integrates, has interoperability with Avalanche, but it's not an Avalanche native project. Again, very much about liquidity, putting it on your radar right now. Can't say you don't know about it anymore. Layer 0. Again, I don't think so much an Avalanche native token. It's on many different things. It's a big project, so they throw it in here in the category. Not really what I'm looking for in this kind of deep dive. We're high in market caps right now, and we're going to keep moving. Kite AI. I assume it's probably about the same thing. Okay, so less interoperable. Ethereum, Avalanche, and BNB. Kite AI we've talked about before. Go to their website. The first AI payment blockchain. Can anybody say X402 protocol? If you don't know what that is, that might be one to buy up in the bear market. New X402 protocols, and maybe get a high return at some point in the next bull market. And what do I like about it? If you go to somewhere, they keep changing it on me. Get early access. Yeah, here you can see all the different agents they have, what they do, and then also how much per call, per put, you know what I mean, per one-time use. Most of them all look like they're 1 cent per use. Melissa posted a link to Magma ecosystem. Okay. Is that for me or Blue Sky? All right, so that's Kite AI. We've talked about Kite AI many times. It's been trending. It is a newer coin. If I had to pick something so far, that would be probably one of the better projects in the Avalanche system. The graph, again, the SPX 6900, these are all things that are in multiple places. I really would love to be able to just look at Avalanche native stuff. My thought here is if you look at the market cap, probably need to come down a little bit. Let's go to Beam. Again, Beam in many places. So one thing that we thought about, or we learned, sorry, we did think about it, but one thing that we learned when it came to Cosmos that we did yesterday is that a big problem with the way that their network was set up is that you could come on there and create something, but you didn't need the native coin of Cosmos, right? You didn't really need to interact, and value therefore didn't flow in a circular motion, didn't flow out of the projects back into the base ecosystem, the foundation of the network, and then back into the projects in a circular motion. That's what you really want in an ecosystem. You need the liquidity to flow. I mean, it's called liquidity for a reason. It's like water. What does stagnant water do? Even water can rot. There you go. Blues guy would just put some copper in it. I know that. So let's move on. Beam is not like an Avalanche native project. And so far, my point was I'm starting to see that I don't see a lot of Avalanche centric coins, projects that live just on Avalanche. Of course, one could make the argument that that's a good thing when it comes to interoperability and being able to use it. But also, I think you could make the argument that it also means that Avalanche is not really necessary. You almost want projects that are good that make me have to bridge my tokens over to Avalanche and be a part of the ecosystem, right? Because when I bridge my tokens over into Avalanche to do X, Y, or Z, not only am I operating in that ecosystem, but I have to put my money in Avalanche, which goes into the market cap of Avalanche, right? Why would I do it? If I wanted to use Beam, I can, and I'll just pull it back up again, I could just use it on Ethereum. I could just use it on BNB Smart Chain. I don't ever have to interact with Avalanche at all. And so when every project, you just kind of don't really have to interact with Avalanche, how useful is Avalanche? Say it another way. If all of a sudden Avalanche closed their chain tomorrow, how many projects that people love would they suddenly not be able to use? And sure, later on, if they did it like randomly with no warning, people would probably integrate, right? But I mean, immediately you wouldn't be able to use what projects? Those are the projects that really matter on Avalanche, in my opinion. GMX, I'm just seeing a ton of stuff that I know lives in a bunch of other places. And so that makes me feel kind of weak about Avalanche. Sounds like the only things that are probably native here are meme coins. And don't get me wrong, I've always been a fan of Avalanche. Ever since Avalanche said, we want to be the gaming hub of blockchain, it gave me hope for Avalanche, right? Because it said, okay, well, now Avalanche has a very specific use case. Now they need really good games of some sort, and I haven't seen any yet. We look at games all the time. We are always looking for DeFi games. Tomorrow's stream is DeFi Friday. We will always be playing tons of games and looking for new games on a DeFi Friday, and at the end of each stream, are we going to find anything that ever is just like, wow, this is built on Avalanche? I'll be sure to bring all this up if we ever do. Again, boom, totally interoperable. You don't need Avalanche to use Rect. Pretty sure Rect is a meme coin, but you get my point. Mo coin, obviously. Yeah, again, can be used on base and Avalanche. At least it's a little bit less interoperable. It's funny that you would make a case for wanting less interoperability. But if you can use something everywhere, and then other places are popping, and so you're naturally already over on base protocol, and I can buy Mogecoin there as an example, what use do I have for an Avalanche ecosystem? That's the picture that's really starting to come out here. I mean, again, XLR used on a bunch of different things. Maybe we just need to go deeper, right? We just need to go deeper. We're already down to 46 million in market cap. So where are these big projects? Maybe we should ask ChatGPT, because we're not getting a lot of help here. Please give me a list of Avalanche, the cryptocurrency network, native tokens or predominant projects. I said that really weird. I always do. All right, let's see what's going on here. Not sure if it was the same thing Underground was talking about. Both. I was wondering if it was the same thing. It involved Monad. Okay. I mean, the one we were looking at, Magma, is a newer project for sure. It's only been around since December 15th, 2025, which is right before 2026. So not that old. But, yeah. So it's the same token Underground was talking about. Yep, XLR is doing similar things as Flare. Exactly. I think you'll see a lot of the bigger financial projects doing a lot of the same stuff as Flare, which means there's a lot of competition. And it's the type of thing that you could be very surprised at who wins in the game of high competition in a niche, right? It's not always the person who you think has the best marketing or who you think has the best product. It can be somewhat random, in my opinion. Now, if you follow it day to day, you'll probably figure out before it's too late. But there's a lot of competition in a lot of places. You put money involved, there's going to be competition. All right, so first important distinction on Avalanche, there are two different buckets of native assets. Network native tokens, AVAX, the native okay, yeah, we know that. And app chain native tokens, there you go, or what they call subnets. Avalanche supports custom L1s, formerly subnets. So if you're asking what Avalanche native tokens or predominant projects, the honest answer is true base native tokens on AVAX, yes. Core Avalanche tokens is AVAX. Whoa. Good thing we did some research over on ChatGPT. It blew my mind. Who would have thought that AVAX, the token of the native asset of Avalanche Network, would be the #1 core token that's native? Like, come on, guys. We didn't need that. Predominant Avalanche ecosystems. Yeah, let's get to the saucy stuff here. I want to see, like, the really good stuff. Avalanche Bridge. Don't think that's a token. A wallet. Okay, I mean, a wallet, I could get behind that. Glacier API. Avalanche tooling. Okay, see, that is probably actually specific to Avalanche, but at the same time, it's only really needed by developers and people who are, you know, building. Seems like if you build a project, you just be like, let's hit up Avalanche and, like, put it over there too. It's an add-on. It's not like a necessity. I think that hurts Avalanche, to be honest with you. DeFi blue chips. Long-running Avalanche native names. All right, so this is what we're really looking for. And we will, so Dexalot, Bin QI, GoGo Pool, Trader Joe, okay, Platypus, Yield Yak, GMX, and that's it. All right, we will be definitely looking for those as we go through our list here. Let's go back to where we were. Sometimes we need a little bit of assistance here. Let's come down. Do we see any of those tokens? Oh, Guns is over here too. Makes sense. Avalanche wanted to be a hub of gaming. Cartesi. Man, I haven't heard Cartesi in a really long time. Surprised it has 21.4 million in it. I have like 6 Cartesi coins somewhere. I don't even remember why. What's the price of Cartesi? Yeah, like 2 cents. It makes sense. Might be more than 6, honestly. Yeah, Avalanche and AVAX are big, bro. There you go. Yeah, I mean, they're big in the sense of liquidity that flows through the network, maybe. but I'm seeing that they're interoperable with a bunch of things, which kind of makes Avalanche not 100% needed. If Avalanche closed tomorrow, the network didn't run, what projects would you not be able to use? And then to take that a step further, say that that didn't happen, what incentive is there to use a project on AVAX versus Ethereum or versus anywhere else? People are going to stick in the ecosystems where they can do the most things without ever leaving the ecosystem, which is turning out to be Ethereum. And then you throw base on top of it, and Ethereum is still very much winning. Says the Flare stuff is just that good. You can't set and forget like Monad. But you can't set and forget it like Monad. They've been here for a long time. Yeah, you're right, says Blues Guy. Yeah, just because they've been here a long time doesn't. Cosmos been here a longer time, I'm pretty sure. That doesn't mean that they're going to be relevant and matter. I mean, I have BenQ. We finally hit one of these, and it only has 10.3 million in its market cap. That's not very good. And I remember the last time I did this deep dive, I remember being pretty disappointed. Welcome to the new BenQ experience. And it's QI, not IQ. Here we go. Lending, borrowing, liquidity, staking, Ignite. You would think something like this would have more than $10 million in it. Does that mean people have moved other places? I mean, it gets really repetitive with the financial stuff. Lending and borrowing. We don't need to go deep into that. Liquid staking. We don't really need to go deep into that. Ignite lets users quickly and affordably rent AVAX to launch validators and pay as you go. All right, so if you want to launch something, you don't have the money, you can go in debt with AVAX. Node voting, right? Vote for your now validator. Reminds me of like WaxP or something. I'm sure it happens on every network, really. Liquidity pools, is this what this is? So the QILP, yep, liquidity pool, earns 6.3 APR. Probably not the best yield to put your money to work. I would see that more if like you were really building or doing a lot in this ecosystem. Integrations with a few places. Dexalot, that was another project. We'll go ahead and pull that up. We would be grateful if all crypto enthusiasts here would press the like button. Absolutely. It's just us, guys. It's just us. I do a lot of things, and YouTube doesn't really feed us out to many people. I'm thinking I think it's not just like nefarious YouTube stuff. I think it's because the algorithm knows that a lot of people are not looking at crypto right now. So people slowly forget about them and move to newer realms of crypto. Yeah, that's exactly how it works, right? Like if everything in the Avalanche ecosystem is also usable on Base, and you can easily have like a Base the Base ecosystem app on your phone, which is what they rebranded the Base wallet, the Web3 wallet. They redid it, moved all of those things into the actual Coinbase app, added trading, and then made an app where you can use all of that native stuff, Web3, inside that app. That app is actually pretty cool. But if, let's just say I can use almost every single thing, then what does AVAX have to offer? It's like a store. Think of a store, right? And there's many grocery stores, but which one do you shop at? There's a reason. It's the experience. It's, you know, the way everybody in there in the store is kept clean and the people look well dressed or they look sharp or whatever. It's somebody who you've been dealing with for a long time at the deli. Like there's a products that they have that other people don't have. You could use a grocery store as an example because that's something that carries a lot of common products, right? Just like you have a liquidity projects on every ecosystem. So where would you go? That's what I'm getting at here. So here's Dexalot. And you have dashboards, you have swaps, you have trades, you have everything that you think you'd have. It's a decentralized exchange. I like the name, I like the logo. It's cool. But if this goes downhill, it can just move to another ecosystem. All right. So we've really encountered like two financial things. So we can cross those off. Go pool is for validators. That might be one of those things like the tooling project that lives very specifically on Avalanche chain. So then you have Wilder World. Wilder World also on Base, also on Ethereum. So if I really liked Wilder World and I was already using Base protocol, bam, I'd use it over there. This is the best time to DCA into something. It's normal. I get why. Makes sense, bro. I would move on to better realms like soon palm trees. Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. Wilder World, again, I can use that anywhere for the most part. Not anywhere, but you get what I'm saying. Matter of fact, I saw an interesting project. Let's back up. It was called like Avalanche or something like that. Surely there's a bunch of at least meme coins that are launched over here. It's got to be a launch pad, right? That should be pretty obvious. So welcome to the future of fundraising. The first protocol exclusively for Avalanche. All right, bam, bam. Avalanche ecosystem to offer promising and innovative projects, fast, secure. Okay, so this is more about crowdfunding and stuff like that. So sign up, KYC, verify wallet, stake XAVA or whatever, register for the sale. Completed sales, Paradise Chain, Stable Jack, DeFi AI agents. They raised 150. This should tell you a lot. Now I know we're in a bear market. All right, don't get mad at me. But I mean, they raised 150,000. This one raised 200,000. This one raised less than 100,000. They didn't hit their goal on that one. They came really close here. I mean, I assume it's for raising money, right? Here's Go Pool Protocol. A good way, if you were bullish on AVAX, to find tokens. That's something you can put in the back of your mind here. This is avalanche.app. So if things do start heating up, and it doesn't mean that Avalanche is done. It just means they need to do a good job of capturing attention and bringing the money and liquidity into Avalanche ecosystem, and it doesn't just exist everywhere. I'm not going to make the same point over and over and over again. You're safe. All right, and then it's just more of the same stuff. I'm honestly going to go ahead and move on for this. What do we learn here? I learned that I feel like Avalanche is allowing everything to be so interoperable that they're almost making themselves unnecessary. And I mean, I've watched Avalanche and price and things really struggle to move up against other projects in the market, and now I really feel like I understand why. I've done Avalanche deep dives before. I've done Sui ecosystem deep dives before. At least with, like, what is the stark contrast here? With Sui, all the projects that we saw on Sui, none of them were interoperable. Or maybe one of them was, I don't know. But all the ones that were Walrus, not interoperable. Deepbook, not interoperable. A lot of them are very much built for the Sui ecosystem. So if you want to use it, you got to go there. You got to bridge your assets into Sui or something in the Sui ecosystem. That brings money and value into the ecosystem that can be moved around and generate fees and things like that. That's an economy. Avalanche doesn't seem like it has like a necessary economy. This is my takeaway from my deep dive here. Well, this thing did the thing. BTC got back above the 200. It flagged out. It looks better on the 1 minute, right? Started making like this falling channel here, if you will. Maybe, I'll give it falling channel. Not quite like liver cylinder, Silvermore. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. I don't know why that word's not coming to my brain. You can grab this and bang, if you would have took that breakout, I mean, you could have bought this retest too. For breakout traders, they usually buy retest. And there you go. Looks like 69,000 is the target. Get us back to 70 would be nice. And man, talk about like a failed flag. When was this? Let's pull down a little bit. Okay. It's like what, 4 a.m.? Or is it 4? Yeah, it'd be 4 a.m., not 4 p.m. And it was doing things, right? And it looked like it had a pretty nice measured move. And you just did not get the follow through out of that at all. Yeah. All right, very interesting. It's Thursday, not a ton of liquidity. I'm not going to bother with trying to, not going to bother with trying to catch any falling knives or anything like that. We'll at least wait until Monday afternoon to really look at anything substantial with trading. I don't have a lot of money over there anyways. No point in just throwing it into the wind. Hilarious. Black Betty Bam. Exactly. Hey, somebody got it. Yeah, they don't offer anything that's really needed. So why would you buy Avalanche? I don't know. If you still hold it, I totally understand and respect holding it and waiting to see if you can get a good exit. But when you get back into break-even prices at some point, depending on the environment of hype and how excited people are, if people are really excited, you might want to hold it and let it get to the top of like whatever our altcoin seasons are. Because people will buy it. They won't know what it is, right? They'll be like, Avalanche, it's another chain. It's exciting. It looks cool. Has a cool, logo. You're going to have a lot of people at that time period who are FOMO and they don't even know what they're buying, right? And some people have a lot of money. They get together, they can move a market cap. All right, well, we're rolling into an hour and a half tonight. Been doing decently long streams all this week. It's been a lot of fun doing some ecosystem deep dives. Wanted to shift it up, of course, from what we normally do. I wish more people were here with us. I think we might have Camsta, Melissa, and Blues Guy lurking, maybe one or two more people, but that's it. That's all we got. That is all we got. I appreciate the super chats. We could hang out and play some gaming. Fogo, fishing, still going strong. I collected it. Now we're starting over here. The yield earned has just been really dismal here. Starting over, so that's all right. Hands are dogs. Who's with me? I will invite the Blues Guy and see if we can play a good round. And at that point of the show, guys, I'm going to lose the glasses because I don't need them. They're almost like a fun prop. But I will say these Meta glasses, great for taking video and stuff, but like my favorite headphones to have are these Meta glasses. They're sleek. They make everything feel like surround sound, right? Because they don't go in your ears like an earplug, and they don't cover your ears like, coconut style headphones. And so they're really nice. They just kind of sit behind your ear and you get to use them. They're really nice. They're really nice when you're out somewhere. You're out somewhere, you're in a waiting room or a lobby somewhere, and you turn your volume all the way down on your phone and maybe watch a video. You got to read the subtitles. With those glasses, you can watch whatever. Nobody can really hear it, even like on full blast. And it all sounds like surround sound, and you can still easily hear what's going on in the room and stuff. They're really nice. I don't turn them on. Otherwise, I would hear the stream. Would be good for music. I don't know how the lifer does it. Like hears himself in real time. It wouldn't work here because on the stream there's like a 20-second at least delay. And therefore, like, not only would I hear myself, I would hear myself like very heavily delayed. 20 seconds is a long time when you're talking. I don't know how he does it. He must be plugged in through his interfaces, and he's probably getting it fed like in real time and not, later. No delay, I would imagine. Anyways, it was fun. It was about what I expected, but we always have to do our due diligence, and you got to hear information multiple times. I haven't done an Avalanche or Sui or even Cosmos or those deep dives in a while, and quite some time. And so I need to remind myself, I guess, why I don't need to buy Avalanche. And if I had to pick Avalanche or... Oof, got cooked trying to get that health. If I had to pick Avalanche or Sui, I'm picking Sui all day long. It reaffirms that I'm happy I bought Sui and not Avalanche. And if you didn't do that, no worries. That's life. There's other coins that I do wish I would have never bought. Ooh, I got him. Let's go. 8-2. They're doing all right against us. Usually we shut them out. They don't get like anything, so. Dang. They always stop on a dime like right before I can get them. Bang. Got another one. There it is. 11-2. Melissa says, good info tonight. Good deep dive. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun. Seems like we lost Camps to somewhere along the way. Usually he says goodnight. Maybe he's here. But again, I wish we'd get like bankroll and a few people over. But that is the bear market, you know, lows. And the worst part is, who knows if we're in the bear market yet. But at least I can tell I made the right people mods, right? Because you guys show up. How we doing on the music? Start over with our favorite song here. Wow, the lag is crazy. Well, it's doing it again. I think Panzer Dog is over, man. I think it's done. We got one good game in. Somehow I got first blood. That's cool. I guess I just camp on this. See what happens from there. Just keep firing wildly and hope I eventually hit something. Oh, I actually got something. That's pretty miserable. I think this will be the last Panzer Dog game I play. And again, I've been saying it for a while, like, Panzer Dog has had no integration. I don't know what it is. What is it about Panzer Dog? There's no integration at all. Where's the new stuff? I'm not talking about, you know, where's the wallet connection? Where's the, you know, the ranked playing, or where is just anything? Give me anything at this point, right? It's pretty sad. Doesn't mean it's not coming. But when I go over to their Discord and stuff, I don't see a lot of great updates either. Should probably go look at that sooner than later. Come on, pick up the item. There we go. Yeah. Well, I don't even know why I stayed in there. Reliable J in the building. What's up, man? You just rolling in, Reliable J? You've been here for a while. Covered quite a bit tonight. I don't think I'm going to play any more of this. It's just playing like crap. I had just restarted my computer and everything prior to the live stream. So all of my stuff should be running as best as it can. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It could be on my end. I don't know. Maybe it's a RAM issue or something like that I'll have to mess with. Was in the screen share. That makes a lot of sense. That's right. It's Thursday night was in the screen share. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I don't get to go see that screen share very often. I always have to watch them later. So I guess when I hop off of here, well, not right when I hop off of here, but look at that. Did we do it? We went to 69,000. Just like the flag was supposed to do. There you go. And now what's it doing? Giving us like a big cup? Are you getting the inverted head and shoulder measured move? Where do we go from here? Do love some Z-verse. I finally beat the dungeon on Z-verse. That was fun. Says, bro, what's up with Z-verse? Can't get my wallet connected. I use Apple laptop. Maybe why? So with Z-verse, they have their own wallet. You connect through Google, and it's compatible with Ronin. I can just tell you what I do, right? I don't know what all your options are. But I have a Ronin wallet, right, which I'm not logged into. But that's where I have assets, and then I just send them over to my wallet here, which you'll see. I log into this wallet. I log in with my email. I did the Google. Apparently they have Apple and stuff. I can only tell you what I did. I would recommend logging in with your Google account. They generate you a wallet, right? It doesn't like connect. They generate a wallet. Now you have that wallet. And then whenever you want, you can send things from your Ronin wallet. It says a Ronin wallet, like it has like a Ronin contract. And then I just already had a Ronin wallet, so I went to Ronin wallet and bought whatever in the swap, and then I just send it over. I spent like $2.50. I got like 70,000 V tokens, and then I was pretty much able to buy anything I want. Let's see, if I go to my stash, I only sent myself 30,000 V. So I have 38,000. This is what's on chain over in my Ronin wallet. That's, I don't know. I guess it is somewhat connected. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But they give you a wallet address that you have to send stuff to. Maybe I sent more over. I don't know. And then you can convert it over here from V to coins in game, and then coins to V, right? One way or the other. I really need to log into my Ronin wallet, send me some more over. I've been using it for upgrades. I got my characters all above level 10. I beat the grass dungeon. Have I showed the dungeon? Dungeon was fun. The dungeon was like the best way to upgrade your characters. And you can start it like really early on. You don't have to be high level to do it. It looks like they're upgrading this heist. I don't know what heists are, but they're rebuilding it. Looks like they're working on it. It's kind of cool. Now I'm trying to figure out, I have to sell a relic to the hoarder. And I don't really understand. I know what the hoarder is. I don't know what a relic is. I asked people where to get the relic. One person said in the dungeon. This is the only dungeon that I know of here. Let's pull up the map. You see it is, shown by these two swords. Have Ronin wallet. Can't copy and paste the wallet the game gave me. Huh. Did you connected by Apple? You might want to try to connect it by Google. I'll do another computer. It'll work. Yeah, probably. I've never used any of this on Apple computers. I have Windows computers, so I don't really know. Let's see. Do we have another crossover? Okay, so we have a mossy dungeon. Where is? Oh, it's over here. Dungeon of Elder. Okay, so there are other dungeons. I like that. And when you go to the dungeon, this last level actually gives you. That's a key for the mossy. I don't think I got that. It's like the only round worth playing. But the eggs are cool because you can hatch them and get other things. Which just reminded me. Actually, let's leave here. I got an egg and it was like 24 hours to hatch. Let's go get it and see what happens. nothing is really that far of a run in this game, right? You could run to like the other side of the map. Doesn't take very long. All right, this is the hatchery. I should have something in here. Open. Hopefully it's not a duplicate. You're very fast. Let's try that again. What does that mean? It says it's done. All right, let's refresh it. I don't know what this is about. I just signed up to see. It looks fun. I've had a good time with it compared to like all the other games that have tried to act like they're going to do something like this. Most of them never built anything, launched anything that you could ever use. Apparently Zverse is launched back as far as like 2023, maybe mid 2022, and they've been building for a while. I'm glad they have something to show. I don't really know if they should have a lot more. Okay, something's not working here because for some reason I can't open it. I'll have to come back later. I mean, they're still building it. I don't know how hard it is to build all of this stuff. You always think that they should be further along, but what do they have for money? What do they have for... Oh, I'm not logged into my wallet. Interesting. Okay, so here is my wallet, right? And here is where you could just copy it. So if you want to know how to copy your wallet, click this little thing here. Go to account, and then right here you have the copy. Wallet address copied. If you don't have that, then I don't know. I've only done it one way. I've only done it with the Google address. If you signed up, please use my link in the description. Hopefully you guys did that. Okay, so my obstacles right now are quests. Here, I'm going to play this one dungeon around. Let's see if we get another egg. Well, we should. Oh, he gets that, but he can't paste. Do you use Control V, Control C, Control V? Like, oh, well, you have an apple, so it's different. What would it be? I don't remember what it would be. But you have copy and paste short keys on your keyboard. Maybe try those instead of the left click copy and paste. Maybe you use them. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. You can always ask ChatGPT real quick what your shortcuts are for copy and paste with Apple. And if it just won't paste at all, then I don't know. That sounds like something maybe to do with the computer. So this is the dungeon, very turn-by-turn style. I've kind of perfected my fighting style with these guys, so I rarely lose. What is going on? Go. Oh, yeah, it's a healing thing. I got to use it on myself, not the opponent. That makes sense. And every Z really does have like their own attacks and things like that. So it's not super repetitive. It is a little bit more original. There's like a core middle island where the like more advanced stuff is, and then of course there's like somebody blocking it, and there's quests that you have to do, and I just haven't quite done the quests. So I'm not allowed on that middle island yet. And you'll have multiple waves here before you get to the boss. Once you've beaten all 60 levels, you can go wherever you want. Like I could go back to level 5 and start. I could go start at level 1 again. I could do whatever. But you do have like energy, right? And you only get like 10 a day. So if you start at level 1, it might not serve you too well. I'd rather play level 60 10 times than to run back through any of the levels. But originally what I was saying is you're supposed to get a relic or something and sell it to the hoarder as one of your quests, and I don't know where I played 60 levels, you know? Maybe I'm in the wrong dungeon though, because they said dungeon is where I get the relic, but maybe it's not this dungeon. Because in each level too, it shows you what you could possibly get. And I haven't seen that as a possible reward either. Alright, let's drop another protection and increase our shield. Man, it doesn't help when they keep dodging everything. Alright, use his special move. And the boss is kind of cool. All the other, like, every 10 levels there's a boss. And all the other bosses look the same and they play the same, but the last boss is different. If anything, I think he's a little easier than the other bosses were. And we haven't even made it to the boss yet, right? Oh man, I almost one-shot him. Gotta use our special there. Took one of them out before they even got to attack us. That's a good sign. I am higher level than I was the last time I played this. Let's go ahead and throw a healing on, get a shield. Almost thinking about doing the stream later on Thursdays, since so many people are lifers. I thought about that before, and like at the time when I was doing that, I had a lot more people coming through. We had like 15, 16, 20 people on the stream all the time, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that to my people who already got used to it. But we're in them bear market dundrums where I only have 2-3 people hanging out with me when, you know, the lifer's on or something like that. I really should have attacked. I shouldn't have did that. Pointless. Throw our protections up. Take out the side kicks first, I think is a good move. I don't think there's any way we really lose this, but we'll see. And I've already sold stuff like on-chain that is technically worth V, which could be sent back for money. But V is very cheap, right? You sell something, you make 200 V, you probably haven't even scratched a quarter of a penny yet, right? If you get 70,000 V for like $2.50, there you go. You need like 140,000 V to make $5, assuming it doesn't go down on you. One thing that's cool is each item in game is an NFT, and there's a market independently for each item. So sometimes certain items can fluctuate, like real economy type stuff. I feel like it very much is like laying the groundwork though for what real DeFi gaming would look like in a way that I haven't really seen. Like we hear about that all the time, like NFTs being real ownership and stuff, but what games can you talk about where NFTs are real ownership and they have a real game? Honestly, a lot of them I don't feel like they have a real game or ecosystem at all. Now, will V be the premier game in 5 years from now? I don't know. That's too far out to say. All right. Oh, he dodged it. I thought we were going to win on that one. Dodged it again. He's just going to dodge everything, huh? Can he dodge 3 in a row? Guess not. Okay, that's some bait for fishing. Those keys are for heists. And he didn't give me an egg. So I guess it's like a chance of egg. We're going to return because I'm not going to just sit here and play the same thing over and over and over and over again. That would be a little boring for you guys. Let's get out of here. And let's see if we can figure out how to get onto that main island. Bring up my quests over here by your map. Root of the problem. So I guess just start with a quest and keep moving, right? Find the Noma in the hut west of the village and ask for the sunflare seed. Interesting, I have a sunflare seed already. But I guess I need to talk to that person maybe to continue the chain. I'm gonna go back to the hatchery one time, see if I can't pick up my egg. I don't know what's going on with that. Seems like a basic function. Yeah. Says I'm too fast. Not that fast. I've already waited 24 hours here. Alright, we're fully healed. Go to the stash. Probably going to need my rake. I've never used my rake for anything. Let's see. Move all those items over. Move all. Move all. Move all. Move all the items over. Let's grab the rake. Wherever that may be, we'll take that. I don't know what else we could really possibly need here. Let's just roll with the rake. Alright, so we need to go west out of the village, it says. Which would be this way. And somebody is supposed to have a seed for me somewhere. Said the person's name was Numa or Noma. Numu. Something like that. So go west. This looks like a house. Could they possibly be in here? Yeah, never been in there. I've never seen anybody in that house. I don't know if I've ever been in that house. Okay, that goes nowhere. So I guess okay, we are still going west, I guess. And I've been over here before mining some ore. But I haven't seen this supposed person yet. In a lot of games, there would be like a picture of the person in the quest. Maybe that's too advanced here. There is another person who I know of over here by the tree, and that might be where I need to go. That's another player. That's another player. I have like no gear on. I don't know why. What is that about? I have my shield on. Okay, Numu. There we go. We are so zoomed out. Let's talk to that thing. That thing is a seed. All right, here, take this thing. All right, let's move along. So did we finish it? Okay, return to the person Ukaba with the flare seed. I don't remember who I got this quest from, so that's fun. Just gonna have to run around and try to talk to everybody. At least we have a name, Ukaba. I wonder, does it say on the map? Nah, it doesn't say on the map where certain people are. That would be far too easy. Might as well look around everybody in the village before we run all over the map and they were just like standing here in the village, right? The guy's name's just Blacksmith. There's a store. Yeah, Loma. Guess I need to start reading the names and remembering where people are, at least roughly. I don't even know if I've ever been up here. What is this thing? A soul shard. Access to Stronghold of Umbria. Yeah, this is like a thing you have to purchase, like a pass. And something went wrong. Huh, maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Very weird. The one thing I haven't figured out how to do at all is you're supposed to have like magic spells that you can use while you're fighting. Haven't figured that out even a little bit. What is this? Oh, that's the leaderboards. Oh, for different things too. So cooking. I don't know. What am I highest in? Probably taming. I'm level 21 in taming. Is that a thing? So is everybody else, though, I'm sure. There's still some other professions I've never even touched. Herbalism, whatever the shaman is thing. And I've been playing it a good bit, so at least there's a little bit of depth here. I'm really wondering what that middle island city is like. And apparently there's 2 dungeons there. So is that where the higher gaming stuff is? I hope they don't burn out when you get to, say, mid levels or mid game, and then there's just like nothing all that exciting. Like, I hope there's some high level gear somewhere, because that's what I want to sell and hopefully be able to make some money. But that high level gear better be worth at least like 1,000 V a piece to be able to quickly even make some money. And I'm just roaming at this part, hoping to find this Okaba person. Some mysterious stranger. Those portals like take you nowhere. Some weird stuff. There's some integrations with like Puffer Finance. We've been over that a few times. There's some integrations with things, but they're like really boring. There's nothing over there yet. Binance is closed. I don't know what that's about. But you have Orbiter, Puffer, and Aegean Layer. And they're just like, they're somewhat built out like kind of empty rooms. And there's nothing going on there. This is Party Island. It's just a place you can run around. There's nothing to do there at all. I don't know if that's being built out or if that's older stuff that nobody cares about anymore. This is the embarrassed shaman who like won't let me onto the island. Hold away. He wanted a mossy. Gave me a key to the mod. Okay. Dropped into the village. Okay. Video lecture. I actually have that key in my storage. Well, I don't know what else to do, and I'm still looking for this Okaba person. So I guess run back to the storage and grab that key, and then he should let me on the island. And then I can actually continue my journey here. I wonder why most games pixel quality are Atari-like. I don't know if it makes it easy to play, like easy frame rate for people who don't have good games. Minecraft and things like that are extremely popular, so some of it might be like that on purpose. They chose that. Maybe whatever they built the environment in was much easier to do in this manner. I don't know. A developer or somebody probably have much more of an answer to that. Alright, so the guy said he dropped a key. I'm hoping that he'll be cool with my key and not be so worried about whatever key he dropped. Otherwise, I might have to like roam around and try to find his key. I don't think that's it though, because I've been around the village a good bit. I have not seen like a random key. Matter of fact, I haven't seen any random items like just sitting on the ground. When you kill something, a little like golden pot pops up, and that's where you get your loot from. But I haven't seen like random loot baskets sitting around with items in it. So that makes me think that probably not supposed to find his key on the ground. I'm supposed to beat that grass dungeon, and then I'll get that key, and then I can go over. It's like a later game thing. That's what I'm assuming. Reaching out to more people and probably easier to manage. Yeah, there you go. It appeals to a lot more. I don't know if it's hard to believe it's for kids. I don't see kids really figuring out a lot of this stuff. There you go. I did something. Now the things in here are like level 35. And there's pots all over the place here, but you can't usually loot them. See, this is somebody else's loot here. It's not for me. Alright, so here's where all the high levels are hanging out. Here's the mossy dungeon. I've never been over here before, so this is pretty cool. The trees are a lot closer. Wow, they have a tree really close to the lumber cutting place. I like that. They should have put that village. That village should have been like right here. Whoever Waka is, let's see what he wants. Are he asleep? Waka slumbers. When he sleeps like this, he usually Oh, tending to something in the spirit realm. I've seen shamans try drums, but all in vain. But there's a sentient horn. But there is a way. Somewhere deep in the mine. Okay, so you got to get something in that dungeon to unlock that area. Kind of like what we just literally had to do. So this is how they keep you from just moving all over the map. Fortunately, none of these high-level monsters are like aggressive so far. Otherwise, they'd kill me in like 2 seconds, those level 35s. What is over here? Okay, nowhere really to go from there. So this is like as far as I can go. I guess I'm going into this new dungeon. I just gave that guy my key though, so that sucks. Hopefully I can still go in here. Hopefully I don't still have to go get another key. Okay, where's... Okay. And here we go, level 1. I only have 9 energy. You see the little purple juice up here? Got 9 energy. Oh, here, what is this? Ornate bottle, ancient jug. See, it shows you what you could get. Chipped mug. I don't know why you'd need essence of different things. And I don't see a relic. Alright, I've never fought one of these, whatever they are, before. He's level 9 too, so he's probably be a little difficult to take out here. I don't know what level I really got to get to. This is the best way to level your character. Start with the grassy dungeon. Obviously, you can't even get over here anyways. Oof, almost got him. Don't dodge. Got him. Alright, cool. You do get like 1 coin per like level. It should be more. That's all I gotta say about that. Is it should definitely be more. I had 1 random level. We were live and I complained like, I'm barely getting any loot. And then it just randomly gave me like 55 coins. And it's never happened before. It's never happened since. It was really weird. Trying to figure out why it gave me 55 coins. Yep, he broke my shield. Now's a good time to heal up. I wonder what the first boss is going to look like here. I wonder if it's still every 10 levels. Also, I wonder how many actual levels there are. Yo, I am starving. I really hope my wife made some food. Let's see, let's throw this guy some health and protection. Throw this up here. Hit this main guy. They're all the same. They have some pretty high health though. These are all level 6 though. And that little wall makes it so they can't target your character. This little green guy is like one of the best assets to have on your team. Without him, I don't think I would have got so far. I don't know if everybody gets the same other character. You get an egg in the beginning. Like when you beat the first 10 levels in the grass, I got an egg. The first boss, I guess, in the grass dungeon. And then I got this guy. And he leveled up super fast. And he's been super useful. Oof. I'm getting really close to getting killed here. I'm thinking this is the end of it, though. Alright, let's see. Can we survive? I would hope I could beat, like, the first level here. Alright, we just got to focus on this guy. Should be easy. I definitely saw some pretty high level players that I had not seen before when we came in here. Some items went to the stash. Got 6 gold, man. You should get better than 6 gold. I don't know what the point of this. A broken mug, barely holds liquid, probably still worth something to the hoarder. Okay, so that's just how you earn some loot. Let's go to return. Let's get out of here. All right, cool. So there's 60 once again. There are 60. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to hop off. Anybody's playing this, please use my link. I have no idea what they're going to give me, as I always say. Most things don't really give you much. They're not like affiliate unless you're like selling a product for somebody. I think I might get a... Oh, wait, there was something. There was a place where it did show me what I got for affiliate. All right. I don't know. They give you a couple perks. It's nothing crazy. Thanks for being here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope you learned about Avalanche, Sui, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was a good Thursday show. Apparently, I don't know. Should we do a later show when the Lifer does his normal stuff? I don't know. Thanks for being here, though, Reliable J. I appreciate you coming over. Says take care and have a great night, everybody. Back to everybody. Thanks for the super chats. I'll be back for DeFi Friday tomorrow. Stay underground. Stay crypto. Stay raising that crypto IQ. Underground crypto out.